Hello there, beautiful soul. My name is David McLeod. I am your Life Mastery Coach and the lead author of the #1 international best-selling book, Gifts of Wisdom, Practices for Healing and Empowerment. I'm also one of the co-authors of the best-selling series, The Wellness Universe Guide to Complete Self-Care. Welcome to Life Mastery Soul Memos, my monthly series designed to help you expand and magnify your life one simple idea at a time. This is episode 66, and today my topic title is Handling Big Feelings Gracefully. Everyone experiences strong emotions. Some of us are able to hide that fact better than others, but no one gets a free pass. Anger, grief, excitement, jealousy, shame, joy so big it makes us cry. These are part of being human. The trouble is, many of us learn somewhere along the line that strong means bad. If an emotion is intense, it must be wrong, immature, or unsafe to show, especially in public. So we get very good at stuffing things down, smiling politely, and secretly hoping the emotional volcano doesn't blow up at the worst possible moment. Let's put that ugly myth to rest. There is no such thing as a bad emotion. None. Zero. Your anger isn't bad. Your fear isn't bad. Your jealousy isn't bad. Even your hatred as feeling is not bad. What can be harmful are the actions that sometimes follow when you don't know how to work with what you feel. The emotion itself is simply energy in motion. Emotion. It can be pleasant or unpleasant, gentle or intense, but it is not a moral issue. The real question for life mastery is, how do you deal with strong emotions safely, skillfully, and in a way that actually helps you grow? We've all had those moments where a big feeling shows up at an inconvenient time. At work, in a meeting, at a family dinner, during a date. 1 second you're fine. The next second your chest is tight, your throat closes, and you think, oh no, not now. Pushing it aside seems like the mature move. Unfortunately, when you push against a strong feeling, you inadvertently magnify the pressure. The sooner you let yourself feel an emotion without judgment, the sooner the wave can pass so that your balance returns. But the question is, how do you do that in real time? Let's start with recognizing what's going on, because you can't work skillfully with a feeling unless you notice its approach. Here are a couple of ways to recognize and identify emotions as they arrive. The 10-second body scan. When you notice something shift inside, pause for a moment and ask, what's happening in my body? Tight chest, knotted stomach, hot face. Is my energy rising, falling, or freezing? On a scale of 1 to 10, how strong is this? No need to worry about perfect labels. Just noticing tight and hot, level 8, is already helpful. Name it to tame it. Silently say to yourself, I am noticing anger, or I am noticing shame. If you're not sure, use families. This feels like fear. This feels like sadness. This feels like joy. The goal is not precision or perfect accuracy. The goal is to move from overwhelm to observation. Once you start recognizing emotions, you can begin to work with them instead of against them. Here are some specific, simple techniques you can use anytime, but especially in social situations. Technique number 1, the 3-breath social pause. This is a micro timeout you can use anywhere without making a scene. First, notice. Strong emotion here. Second, inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Third, exhale slowly for a count of 6. And 4, repeat this breathing 3 times while keeping a neutral or soft expression. You're not trying to eliminate the emotion, only to slow the surge enough so you can choose your next move. Technique number 2, the 90-second wave. A strong emotion typically tends to rise and fall like a wave in about 60 to 90 seconds, if you can be present to it without feeding it with more stories. First, privately say, a wave of, name the emotion, is here. Second, for about a minute, simply track the physical sensations, where they are, how they shift. Third, keep breathing slowly without adding mental commentary. Fourth, after the wave softens, decide what you want to say or do next. Again, remember, you're letting the energy pass through rather than explode out or implode in. Technique number 3, the honest, brief statement for social situations. When you're with other people and a strong feeling ambushes you, you can acknowledge it without oversharing. First, notice and name it internally. I'm feeling really anxious, angry, sad right now. Second, offer a simple external explanation. I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed. I need a moment. This is bringing up a lot for me. Can we pause for a second? Third, take 3 to 5 slow breaths again, or excuse yourself briefly if you need to. 4, return and continue, or set a boundary if the situation is too much. Short, honest, and respectful works far better than pretending you're fine when you're clearly not. I have several other techniques that you might find useful. If you want some coaching around this, please feel free to reach out to me. Now let's bring in a little science, because understanding what's happening in your brain and body can really boost your motivation to practice some of these techniques. Research has shown that suppressing emotions increases your physiological stress. Heart rate and blood pressure go up, your body works harder, and people around you actually feel more uncomfortable, even if they can't explain why. Suppression may give you a partial sense of control, but inside it often adds fuel to the fire. Now, on the other hand, strategies like reappraisal, seeing the situation from a different perspective, and expressing emotions constructively are linked with better health, more resilience, and stronger relationships. We also know that people with higher emotional granularity, meaning the ability to distinguish between degrees of emotion, for example, irritated, resentful, disappointed, and furious instead of just mad, tend to have better mental health and cope with stress more effectively. So every time you pause, notice, and refine your label for what you feel, you're literally upgrading your emotional toolkit. And if that's not enough, research on social sharing of emotion shows that talking about what you feel with someone you trust helps your nervous system settle. Not only that, but your honesty and vulnerability can strengthen bonds. Healthy expression, not dumping, not dramatizing, but honest sharing is good for both your body and your relationships. When we put this all together, dealing with strong emotions in a healthy way stops being mysterious. It becomes a practical skill set. You learn to notice an emotion early in your body. You name it, which calms your brain. You allow it to move through instead of shoving it down. You choose how to express it in words, movement, or requests in ways that support you and respect others. As you practice, you'll find that big emotions become less frightening. You're not waiting for the next explosion or shutdown. You start to trust that whatever shows up, anger, grief, joy, jealousy, you have tools to ride the wave without losing yourself or hurting someone else. If you like being inspired by people who learn from their circumstances and embrace the wisdom that emerges naturally out of those situations, then you'll love my book, Gifts of Wisdom, Practices for Healing and Empowerment. Head over to Amazon right now and grab a copy for yourself and maybe for a friend as well. Strong emotions are not a sign that you're failing at life mastery. They are invitations to deepen it. Each time you recognize, allow, and express a feeling in a healthy way, you're rewiring your brain, strengthening your nervous system, and building relationships that can handle real honesty. So the next time a strong emotion knocks at your door, even if it's right in the middle of a meeting or a family dinner. Remember, it's not bad. It's energy in motion, asking for your attention. You have the tools to greet it, breathe with it, learn from it, and let it move through. And over time, you become not the victim of your emotions, but the wise steward of them. Let me know your thoughts about this, and if you need some one-on-one support, please reach out to me directly. I'll see you next time on Life Mastery Soul Memos.